Hey everybody, Josh and John here for Whiskey Wednesday for Argonaut Wine and Liquor. Today we're introducing two kind of new products to us, two things that we're both really excited about. First in the glass we've got this guy from the Jim Beam Distillery. This is Clermont Steep, so this is their brand new American single malt, just came out in the last, I'd say, month or so. Yep. 100% single malt. As you guys may or may not know, American single malt's a category that's not totally defined yet. The TTB is supposed to be coming out with regulations of what it's supposed to look like any day now. We've actually been hearing that for a while, but kind of like bourbon has to be 51% corn, aged in a new oak barrel. There will be a set of rules like that coming out really soon for American single malt. So in anticipation of that, Beam kind of got ahead of the game, and we have Clermont Steep.
I actually wore my Jim Beam hat today just to celebrate this.
Yeah, it's got a really sweet nose.
Yeah, that was the first thing that struck me too, is the sweetness on there.
That's great. I mean, super sweet, a little bit like of a nuttiness kind of in there.
Almost.
But I mean, super easy drinking at $51.99. I mean, that's an awesome bottle.
That's a heck of a good bottle.
Yeah. So that's great. I mean, brand new product out of Beam. I'm excited to see how this goes, and also to see kind of what that category can grow into. I mean, we just reset our local bourbon aisle, and we carved out a piece of that for American single malt. So if you're interested in the category, you're interested in seeing kind of what varieties out there, we just created a whole new section. You can just come to one spot, find all of our American single malts. So some that you might know, Stranahan's is actually an American single malt. It's technically not a bourbon, but that's a local one. I mean, there's some great ones from Boulder. There's some great ones from Deer Hammer locally, as well as nationally. Woodford makes a really good American single malt. So some stuff from either all over or from close to home. If you want to jump into the category and try something new.
Yeah, definitely worth trying.
All right, and then up next, out of our friends from New Riff, this is their malted rye. So the malting process basically just refers to when you let the grain kind of pollinate a little bit before you turn it into your mash for your beer. So basically some of the seeds of the grain sprout a little bit, and that's actually the sugars that you're pulling out to use to create the beer, which then becomes your alcohol when your yeast eats it, right? Yep. So they've malted the rye here for this, and single malt is always malted barley. Actually, if you guys have heard of the brand Monkey Shoulder, so in Scotland they used to malt all the single malt by hand, and how you have to do that is take these big shovels on like a big malting floor and flip the malt over on itself, and the guys who would do it would get these huge shoulders on one side from shoveling all the malt, and it was called a monkey shoulder. So that's where the brand Monkey Shoulder comes from your malting floors in Scotland. But malted rye here out of New Riff. I haven't tried this before, so I'm really excited to try this one.
It feels like it's fairly new to us. I know that we've had it in and out, but
yeah, it was a limited release at first, and then we just got a bigger drop of it. So we're hoping it sticks around for a little while, but we'll see. 6-year on this guy. And that, I mean, it's interesting how sweet the nose is on that too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of spiciness that I kind of associate with the rye smell, but definitely a sweet note. That's probably from the sugars that you mentioned.
Probably, yeah. Oh man, that's good.
That is buttery smooth.
Mm-hmm. It's got a little bit of that kind of dilly spiciness that you associate with rye, but it's definitely much more kind of caramel sweetness forward than a traditional rye would be. Yeah. So this isn't something I would necessarily put in sweeter drink like a Manhattan.
No.
I think the sweet vermouth would kind of just make it too sweet. But that's great on the rocks or even just neat, obviously. 6-year-old, that's really, really good. I like that a lot. Hopefully this one sticks around.
I hope so. I'm going to be taking home a bottle myself, so y'all got to race me for it.
Yeah. But got plenty of these, both on the shelf, both in stock. This guy will be both in our American single malt set as well as the bourbon aisle. And then it is Wednesday, so we are going to draw a name for a Willet through the end of the month. So Our lucky winner today is Kurt Wolf. Kurt Wolf, you have won the opportunity to purchase 1 bottle of our Willet Private Barrel. So that'll be ready for you in about a half hour here at the store. Well, everybody, happy Whiskey Wednesday, and come on down, give them a shot. Cheers.
Cheers.